That's what the guards were giving you, attitude. They weren't physically restraining you. They weren't sticking the baton. They weren't sticking anything up your orifices to say, hey, go do that to the white man. No. Your explanation had no value and substance. I've been in prison, and I can say the guards were just doing their job. Nah, man. I'm not pulling up. Oh no. He can jump back on it, man. He can jump back on it. That's rightfully due. You know, he started this shit, and he ain't never left, man. He's been in the backseat manipulating the scenes. But that pressure, that good old Texas built pressure, you know, it's built for built. No, man. It's Texas built. And you know what they say? Everything in Texas is bigger. And that includes our hearts. See, I'm a little guy. But size ain't never deterred me. I ain't never been size scared, color scared, or any type of scared. I ain't never told it on anybody. I've learned street morals, street values, and that's who built me. And that's who I am today. I don't fucking snitch, man. I don't tell. I'd rather take actions into my own matters. But this YouTube, it's a bunch of jokes. Everybody's playing. Like Anthony, like Dewberry says, everybody's playing. Ain't nobody serious, man. Everybody's playing. So if everybody playing, then it's fun and games. So he can get on and create his content. Ain't nobody telling. I'm not saying, oh, don't create, man. You can't do that. Hey, do your content, man. But your content is going to be based off deceit. You heard what Youngblood told him. I'm over here with this channel over here because this channel's telling the truth. We trying to get to the truth. We ain't trying to spin no narrative. We ain't trying to put no smoke and mirrors up or deflect the question. Because you see last night, as soon as I play the part where Mark says he fucked up in people's lives, he don't want to talk about the documentary. I thought we would probably be past all that kid shit and let's sit down and break down the documentary. You tell me your point of view, and and you can tell me, I'll tell you my point of view. But all you want to do is spin narrative. Show your face, young blood. Show your face. Young blood is irrelevant as the fake Mendenhall, as the fake Betty the cook. I'm judging Mark off that documentary, off what he said. And that is rightfully due. Just like I'm holding Dante accountable, Dante said, why are you calling me a racist? Because fuck, look what you said. Yeah, and he doubled down. He said, I'm doubling down. I'm sticking to it. I'm a racist. We got one to admit to what he is. Okay, that's fine, man. You're a racist. But you're not going to put that racist jacket on me because I ain't racist. Well, you are. The reasons and the reasons he's trying to call me racist had no value or substance. Not whatsoever. The reason I wanted to interview Percy, because Percy would tell you about Tango Blast. Percy is the black Crip, and he tells you he fucks with the Tango Blast. That was my only reason I'm reaching out to Percy, because Percy would have verified a lot of this false narrative that we Tango Blast are not racist. If you got OG Percy, a Crip, giving Tango Blast their flowers, apparently we're not racist, right? June 5th can say anything they want. June 5th is irrelevant, man. That's why I got nothing. He's irrelevant to me. I'm not gonna make him irrelevant. He's a peon. He's irrelevant to me. He has nothing to say of value or substance. He has nothing. So he can. That's the thing. People say, "Oh, you're no different than Dante." I'm even way different. I can go create the fake narrative and say, "Hey, Dante got raped too. June 5th over there likes messing with them trannies." I can make false narratives, but what is that going to give me? All that's going to discredit my credibility. My name and my word mean everything to me. I don't want to be known as a fucking liar. That's the whole thing. Some people are okay with being known for liars, pieces of shit. Oh man, if that guy tells you something, don't even fucking pay no mind. That shit's bullshit. So why do you want to have that type of jacket? And somebody's, oh man, listen to that guy, man, because that guy's gonna tell you the way it is, and he's gonna tell you. You might not like what he tells you, but he's gonna tell you the way he feels. He's gonna keep it a buck. At least then you're gonna know how I honestly, truly feel about you. I'm not gonna shake your hand and act like I like you and I really don't like you. Let's nip it in the butt. You go your way, I go my way. That's life. But when you go through life with charades and keeping up this facade, portraying something you're not, man, you gotta lie every fucking day. And if you're lying every day, you gotta remember those lies. Well, who the fuck wants to be remembering lies? Our brains are only limited to so much storage, man. I'd rather have good, truthful memories. You right about that, J Dog. He ain't, man. But see, the thing is, take away, take away Bobby Burke, take away Youngblood, take away Betty the Cook, take away fake Mendenhall. We have people that were in that documentary. Mark and Hips. Mark and Hips. Everybody else are irrelevant because they were there. They were there. Now, as far as both of them telling the truth, fuck no. Both of them are holding shit back. Why? Because they're both guilty. I said it from the beginning. Hips was partaking as well as Mark. It was going to take for both of them to start airing out their dirty laundry. I don't know, man. I think if you're really gonna talk about pizza, man, in a price wise, I'd rather eat a Sam sliced pizza, man. Them slices from Sam's, it's actually like 2, 3 slices in one, and then you get a fountain drink for like $1.50, man. You can't beat that. And them Sam's pizza are pretty good, man. Shit, you go to Sam's, man, you get a whole meal. You feed a whole family with drinks for like $8. Shit, you get you a slice and a hot dog and a fountain drink, and I think that totals to be like 370 or 350. The thing is that there's no point of spinning false narratives. Man, I'm gonna call him right now. I'm gonna call him from another phone number I got because it seems like he got me blocked. But he got me blocked because he don't want to be exposed. He don't want to be exposed. But see, Hips already done said everything. He already said he was a boy. And you heard what Mendenhall said, man. That once you're one way, it's going to be kind of hard to go back around, man. So once you're a boy and you're known as a boy, and you're going to be that's you're going to be part of that food chain, man. You're going to be a boy. No ifs buts about it. But you can see Mark always gives credit. See, I see Mendenhall more of an equal to Mark than Hips. And I say that because I'm basing it off the documentary. Mark said, I left all my boys to David. David was going to take care of my boys. And if I ever came back to Limestone, I know David wouldn't, he'd give me my boys back. So if I'm leaving and I'm going to leave my shit to my homeboy, say, look out, homeboy, look out for this, it's on you now. I'm leaving you the plug. I'm leaving you it's on you now. I'm getting transferred. I'm getting moved on. So I'm not gonna give it to nobody else other than my homeboy. Say, look out, homeboy, I'm catching chain. I'm leaving. The plug is yours. If I do come back this way, we'll work something out. So you see, he's seen Mendenhall as an equal. But then Hip says, we had 2 boys and I had 2 boys. And then Mendenhall says, exactly. That's what we were. We were a big old family. And now, is it too far-fetched to say that Mark wasn't in contact with Mendenhall after release? You see, Mark said that he wrote his victims to apologize to them. Exactly. He always said everything bad about Hips, but Mendenhall was, Mendenhall wasn't just your regular old boy. He put them hands on you, woo, woo, woo. Mendenhall, he moving packs, he was moving. He talks highly of Mendenhall, always. He never talks bad about Mendenhall. So is it too far-fetched that Mark knew Mendenhall's address, knew Hip's addresses, knew all his boys' addresses? Maybe he wanted to get back what he had in prison with them. If he's reaching out to Matt, apologizing, sorry, man, sorry, Brad, sorry I did that to you, man, I apologize. You don't think he was out there? If Mendenhall had already been turned out, man, 20 years of becoming a boy and being effeminate, playing a feminine role, that's like the drug addict. A drug addict that's been a drug addict for 20 years and doesn't get the help, he's going to continue still being that drug addict. Mendenhall had to portray himself like a man out here. You heard what his dad said, man. All I hope is that when he comes out boots running, boots to the ground, and forgets all about what he did and starts a life. So basically, Mendenhall did what his father wanted him. He got out, started his business, got a girlfriend. But at the same time, that itch of you being a boy for 20 fucking years is still there. Just because you're out of prison and you got a girlfriend, you were a female for the last 20 years. Your mannerisms, the way you speak, your characteristics are those of effeminate. So it's like a male that's been in prison 20 years and he's been an alpha male. He's going to continue to come out of prison to be that alpha male, ain't he? Shit, I was in there hitting, staggering. Whoa, I'm knocking motherfuckers out left and right. Same thing with the boys and punks. They might try to hide it from their loved ones, which I'm pretty sure Mendenhall was doing. Yeah, that's the thing, man. That they must have had some deep relationship as far as feelings wise. I think him and Mindy really did have feelings for each other. I think they really did love each other. And you can see it in the way Mark talks about Mendenhall. Mark talks about everybody else like a bad ex. Hips talks about Hips like a bad ex. But Mendenhall's the one that got away. That one. Look how highly he talks about him. It's almost like if he's talking about his wife or girlfriend. How he praises him. Oh, man. He wasn't no regular boy. He had them hands. So Mark was attracted by that. He was attracted by the guy being feminine, but at the same time still being manly. He explains to you the characteristics he likes. The weightlifter guy. He liked them because he would work out. So I'm just picturing a guy working out. I'm figuring this guy must be ripped. He must be, muscled. If he's working out, I'm thinking this guy is a weightlifter. But he must have some kind of feminine tendencies. So Mark likes both. He's attracted to feminine guys, and he's attracted to masculinity guys. He wants his cake and cookies. He wants to be double dipping. It's fucked up, man. It's wild. It's psychology. But what a coincidence that Mendenhall passed away, and that's when old Mark wants to come out and say, hey, man, that documentary wasn't real. It was scripted. Right? What a coincidence. What a coincidence. Oh, yeah, he is, man. But he can get back in the game. Ain't nobody telling him. I'm not telling him he can't get back in the game. He can get back in the game. He started this shit. But see, his end game is Bobby Burke. That's where he's gonna base his Oh, we can't convict until Bobby Burke shows. We passed that, man. We passed that. We passed that. We don't want to hear no more. We want to hear what Mark got to say. Why was he writing those victims? We want to hear what Mark got to say. Because as you can see, Mark wasn't alive last night. He was in the comment section, lurking in the shadows. Lurking. Just lurking. Exactly. Exactly. That don't take away that Mark is a booty dog. It don't. But see, that's going to be Dante's lifeline. Well, we can't believe what Bobby Burke. I don't even know who Bobby Burke is. Hey, I might reach out to him, man, and tell him, hey, what about this sequence, man? You don't want to do a sequel? Fuck, you got these two guys after 30 years imprisonment. Do a fucking sequel, man. Fuck, you got the predator and you got the victim. I'm pretty sure by then the victims would come out. I don't know, man. It's hard to say because you're not the victim. Who's not to say that this victim is still so scared and petrified of Mark? You see that he was writing this guy. If this guy Bradley got his ass taken, you don't think that he's so scared that Mark might come on unalive him? I don't know, man. I probably let's see a GoFundMe to go find Bradley Lucas. A private investigator to hire Luke to fire Bradley Lucas. Because a private investigator will be able to find this guy. Which message, Chief Beef? I don't see no message, bro. Yeah, see that? And that's what I told Jonathan Schwartz, man. And I even told Peter Riley. I'm like, why don't y'all do a follow-up, man? Y'all had great success with the first documentary. Why don't y'all do a follow-up on the second one? And Peter Riley was like, "Oh, Jonathan Schwartz is old school. Uh, he thinks it's going to be a how can I, what's not a financial uh a financial burden. They feel like it's a waste. They're going to have to put a lot of money into it." I'm like, "Nah, man, you don't even got to do all that. All you got to do is put them in a simple room, and you can record it off a fucking iPhone. You don't have to get all that media equipment and all that sophisticated stuff to do a low budget documentary. All you need is the narrator, cameraman, and the guest. You don't need no big studio or you don't need all that. Look how successful Soft White Underbelly is. That guy, the owner of Soft White Underbelly Media, his cost of doing business is very low. All he's paying is for the guest and the location. He don't got no fancy studio, no backdrop, no nothing. It's just the backdrop and a chair. And you tell your story. And them dudes be racking up hundreds, if not millions of views. And then not only that, but you can push that follow-up on all social media platforms. You got TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all these other social media platforms. Yeah, he did, man. That's why I had to do this live real quick, man. I had to do this live because I woke up and I'm like, man, I hope people don't think that I'm going along with this dude, man. But the way I seen it was that he just exposed himself. You know, he just basically admitted that he's a racist. And his answers and justification to why he's a racist holds no value and substance. Now, if you told me, man, you know, this is why I'm racist. You know, I had two white guys murder my friend. And not just murder him, they stabbed him, shot him in the head, and set him on fire. And for me to say, man, I hate every white guy because they did my boy like that. They did him like a dog. So now I gotta hate every white person for one or two actions that they did. No, right? If that's the case, I wouldn't be helping out hips, right? Because I would hate the white man for what they did to my friend. You see, that's a reason to hate somebody, man. When somebody takes something from you and the way they take them away from you. Not just because the guard was being mean to you. Or the guard didn't give you shit paper. Or the guard gave you 3 squares and he gave the next door neighbor that's black 5 squares to wipe your ass. So now you hate them. So now you feel like whatever they go through, it's okay. Yeah, yeah. You remember when you didn't let me go to rec? Yeah, that's why that white guy over there 3 cells down is getting bent over by that black dude. And who gives a let him? It makes no sense, man. Your justification for your actions don't add up. Yeah, you see, It's just a way of him trying to get back in the scene. But he's been in the backgrounds manipulating everything, all the thumbnails, all the research, everything. But he knows that I'm not paying attention to June 5th or any of the other guys. They're irrelevant.